I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to start off with a few repurchases. Ulta was having a good sale on CeraVe, so I picked up some stuff from them. I needed another one of the night creams, which I've been using for quite a while. I've been through a couple of these, but I like to mix it as the last step in my skincare routine with the Belief True Cream Moisturizing Cream. But this is just a really nice hydrating thick kind of sealant is how I kind of think of it. But anyway, I really like this product and have been through several, and mine is almost gone, so I got another one of these guys. And then it was buy one get one 50% off on the sunscreens. So I got two of the hydrating mineral sunscreen SPF 50, and I got two of the new deep sheer tint SPF 30. So these both have the same active ingredients with titanium and zinc oxide, but this one is a 50 and it's not tinted, and it definitely has a white cast to it because zinc and titanium are white minerals. And I've really been loving mixing it with the deep shade of the sunscreen, which is a 30. So if I do a 50-50, it's about a SPF 40. So this is a 1.7, the tinted version, and then this is a 2.5. And this is what the bottles look like. They have the flip bottom to them. They get a bit like messy. I'll show you. I wish that there was a little bit better kind of mechanism there, but if you have got deep skin and you like mineral sunscreens and you have like slightly dry skin as well, I think that you would really love this for a mineral sunscreen. There's something about the tone of this that is just super pretty. It has just this really pretty like neutral brown to it. So what I'm going to do is swatch all four. So I've got the light, the original medium, and then now the new deep in the tinted versions, and then also the SPF 50, which is a white, so you can kind of see all of them, and maybe that's helpful. I really put these in a bad spot, but this is the SPF 50, this is the light, this is the original tinted version, and then this is the deep. These two shades right here are new shades, and again, I've been enjoying mixing the SPF 50, as you can see, with that, you know, pretty strong white cast. With the new deep shade. This shade is pretty too, like that medium shade, but it does lean a little warm. And again, there's just something about the tone of this color that's so pretty. So like if I grab some of this and mix it in with that, you can kind of see the color that it looks like when I mix them together on my skin. And I just love the combination. I mean, I love all four of these. It's just kind of a tone thing with the tinted ones, you know. And I haven't been adding the Josie Maran oil to these recently. I find that the SPF 30 mixture kind of dilutes a little bit of the heaviness of the 50, and it hasn't been peeling or anything like that on my skin, so I just have been going with it and using that mixture. So it's a whole thing with me and the sunscreen. So I love mineral sunscreen. I've got dry skin, and these do not irritate my skin. They feel really comfortable. They're nice and hydrating. Interestingly enough, I find these to be like more hydrating than the Josie Maran SPF 47. I also got another one of the Morphe Cloud Light Soft Glow Veils in the shade Dawn. This has got 0.28 ounces or 8 grams of product in there, and this guy here has been like my go-to finishing powder. So after I put on all of my face makeup, I take a big fluffy brush, I just swirl it in there and then buff it all over the skin, much like I use the Guerlain Meteorites. I've just been reaching for this one a ton. It's super convenient and it's running low as you can see. So I got another one of these guys here because I just think it's such a pretty product. Like, let me do a little swatch. I've got two of the other shades as well if I want to like warm up my skin a little bit, but you can see there's no like particles of glitter or like mica or anything. There's just this really pretty sheen to the skin that I just think is so pretty. So I've been using this an absolute ton, as you can see, and I got another one of those. And then I also bought another one of the Morphe M103 angled cream and liquid foundation brushes. These guys right here. I just realized I didn't tell you where the Morphe powder was made. I believe it's made in China. Yes, made in China. And the CeraVe products are made in the US. But this brush here, it's called a foundation brush. This is also made in China. I've been loving this for powder bronzer. There's something about it that just really gets bronzer where I want it on the cheek without it like dropping lower or anything like that. Super soft synthetic. I love these type of domed, angled, slanted round brushes. Like, I've got several of them. So I've been using this for powder bronzer. It works beautifully with the new Laura Mercier powder bronzers, which are just absolutely outstanding powder bronzers. And when I get one of these dirty, I put it in my dirty pile because I don't like wash. I like bulk wash brushes, like wait till I have a pile and then I wash them all. And so oftentimes when I love a brush this much and it gets dirty and I want a clean one, I'll reach for that and put this in the dirty pile. So that's why I like Toy 2. But I really love this brush for bronzer. I love the other one that I got too. I almost grabbed another one of these, but I didn't. I love this for powder blush. This one here is the M202. And it's got that same kind of angled to it. This one's obviously a little bit more dense than the blush one. But I didn't get another one of these yet. I've got a few angled blush brushes like this already, but I don't really have one quite like this one. So I got another one of the M103 right there. And then I also bought this Sun Better Advanced Mineral Protection from Skin Better Science. It's an SPF of 68. Water resistant up to 80 minutes, mineral actives. Again, it says Skin Better Science is the brand, 0.42 ounces or 12 grams of product, which I really do wish that there was more product for the price of this because it was pretty expensive. But this is what it looks like. It's like a med spa kind of a brand. And oddly enough, I think it's more marketed towards being like a sunscreen, right? Because it doesn't say anywhere on here like to be a foundation, but I use this as a foundation because it's got really nice like coverage, and there's something again about the tone of this on my skin tone that's very, very pretty. So this is what I have on my skin today as foundation. I've got the CeraVe sunscreen mixture that I'd mentioned earlier underneath it, and then this guy here over the top of it. So it comes, there's a puff, I don't know where it went. It's like one of those little spongy deals. I don't really use them anyway, but it sits right here, and then you just twist the lid to close it up, but it flips open like that. And again, the tone of this is really pretty, and I think it's got lovely coverage, and I've been using it quite a bit. Like if I were to just blend that, it just gives my skin this really like pretty color to it, like life or color to it, if you will. So I really, really like this. One thing I've noticed, it's pretty hydrating, and you do have to set it pretty well. Now for me, like in the middle of summer, if I'm outside like riding and stuff like that and it's hot out, I will be sweating bullets, right? This probably won't work for me because I've noticed that like when I sweat like really bad around my mouth. Anyway, if I were to just barely touch that, it will come off. So for me, I don't find it to be super long wearing in that aspect. That's the only thing about it. And I do set it pretty strongly with powder over the top to try to really help with that longevity. But like when I start sweating, I feel like mostly, especially around my mouth, it's like it's all over with. But other than that, I really like this product. Again, let me give you a little bit better swatch. I kind of blended it out right there, but this is the foundation, even though I don't think it's marketed as a foundation, it's just marketed as a sunscreen. It's got nice coverage, I think, and that's what's on my face, and I love the color. And I think there is only one color, but again, this is the Sun Better Advanced Mineral Protection SPF 68 Broad Spectrum Tone Smart Skin Better Science. It's a whole lot of wording. There's the back of it, and it does have the expiration date along the side as well, so it says 4 of 27, so it's going to last a while. I'll have used it up by then. And it does say on the packaging here that it's manufactured in the USA, and it's zinc and titanium dioxide, that guy. And I got another shade also of the Ciele SPF 50 concealer. I'm on an SPF kick. I always have said that if I'm going to put something on my skin, you know, whether it's foundation or what have you, I always like it to have some benefit towards my skin. You kind of can't go wrong with the SPF. So this is a high SPF concealer, and I really like the concealer. I originally purchased the shade 01C, and it's quite light. So I went ahead and got the shade 03P, and I kind of thought going into it that the 03 would be a little bit dark, but I wanted to give it a go because I have the lighter shade and I'll end up mixing them. And I love that high SPF, and it blends out really easy, and it feels quite hydrating underneath the eyes. I do find that you need to set it pretty strong. But this has got 0.246 ounces or 7 grams of product, and they're made in the USA. I like quite a few of the Ciele products. I've got these stick browns they're on today. I love their blushes with SPF in them as well. But I have got the 03 shade by itself underneath my eyes today, and it does look a little bit dark in that area where I put the concealer, so I will be mixing them moving forward. So let me swatch both of them. Here is the 01. It's a doe foot applicator. That's what the packaging looks like. So here is 01 right there. 01C is that shade. And then we've got 03P, which I've got again by itself underneath my eyes. And like, hello SPF 50. I love that. So there's 01 and there's 03. So if I kind of go like that and then like that, that's what I have on right there. And if I mix them, it's going to be probably the perfect shade for me. Naturally seems to be the trend for me, is having to buy 2 shades of concealer all the time. But I really do like this concealer, and it's got such a high SPF, so I will probably primarily be using these all summer long. So that is the Ciele SPF 50 concealer right there. And again, there's 01, the original one I bought, and 03, and then the mixture right there. I also bought another one of the Violettę FR U Paint Matte Liquid Eyeshadow Plus Liners. This shade finally came back into stock. It's Cafe Soleil. It is the dark brown shade. So I have got 4 of these now. These are the original ones that I purchased. I actually wouldn't even mind if they did a black. And I need a forest green. Just saying. So I love all of these shades. This is the new Cafe Soleil shade right here, so you can see in comparison to, gosh, the writing on here, Poisson de Délices is a little bit more berry in comparison, but there is quite a bit of like red in that brown Cafe Soleil shade. And then there's just something about this blue shade. I've been wearing it in an absolute ton, and it looks great, like super great, with the Tom Ford olive palette that I hauled a few videos ago. Just stunning. I love this with a lot of different palettes. And then there's the navy shade. So the new shade is what I have got on as a winged eyeliner. I find the formulation to be very fluid and easy to work with on a brush. So I just work it off of the wand. I just take a liner brush and pick it up right off of the wand right there, and then I line it, and they last really well and they don't smudge. So let me swatch all the shades that I currently have. So this is the new one that I've got on in Cafe Soleil, and then we've got Poisson de Délices, I believe, which is this beautiful like burgundy red, deep burgundy red. This is Dew Blue right here, and then the 4th shade I have is Ciel de Nuit. And I kind of am tempted to try the shiny ones, but like my track record with really metallic liners is I mostly prefer non-sparkly like winged liner. So I haven't tried those just yet, but those are the 4 shades that I currently have. Again, this is what the packaging looks like, and these here are made in 0.1 ounces or 2.79 grams, made in the USA. So that is the packaging right there. And I love these. I absolutely love these for winged liner. I will be wearing them all summer. And I think I need a black. They should do a black and a forest green. I also got one of the new Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat Contouring Duos, and I got the medium one. I originally was going to get the light one, but I like kind of the more brown tones in this one, so this is the one that I went with. It's a double-ended pencil, 0.78 grams or 0.02 ounces of product, and these guys here are made in the Czech Republic is what it says on the packaging. So again, it's a double-ended pencil, and the idea is to use the deeper shade to line and then kind of fade into the lighter shade. And I did that today, so I've got this on, and I put it on with the Fenty Beauty Flamingo Fling Gloss Bomb Stick, and then I mixed a little bit of another product I'm going to show you in a minute, which I just dropped that, which is the lip combo that I've got on my lips today. So this is a wooden style sharpening pencil. It is not a long wearing style pencil like the original Lip Cheats. So when I put this on and kind of fade it inwards and then use that Gloss Bomb stick over it, it did move it quite a bit. So I don't really feel like the fade of the lighter shade is super apparent on my lips right now, but I do like this. So I will be using both of these, probably more so independently than together, just to line my lips, because the colors are really nice. And I'll probably use them more with a bullet style lipstick as opposed to, well, that is a bullet, the Gloss Bomb stick, but it's really soft and glossy and it's got more kind of slip to it than an actual lipstick. So I think that a bullet style, like a MAC cream cup or something like that, would allow these to kind of not move as easily as that Fenty. But really great tones. So you've just got one that's got a slightly, little bit lighter, tiny bit of pink in it, and then kind of a mid-tone kind of brown there. But that's the medium one right there. I also purchased the Dior Addict Lip Glow Butter. These are new from Dior. 10 milliliters or 0.34 fluid ounces of product, and this guy's made in France. So the shade that I got is 102 Glazed Lavender, and it's a really pretty shade. It's super easy to wear because the tint is really quite sheer, but this is what the packaging looks like. I think that the charm is charming. And then it's a squeezy tube with the rubber kind of nib on the end. And I don't have any on, and I would put it over the top of what I'm wearing right now, but I've already got quite a bit of like glossy stuff on. But this is so pretty. It's got a slight minty scent to it, so I know not everybody likes that kind of mint scent to it, but it's really beautiful on. Feels comfortable, feels nice and nourishing, and I love that slight bit of like pinky purple amethyst that you can see there. But it's not super opaque or anything like that. I might actually grab another shade of these in the deeper one just to see. This is such a pretty lip product from Dior. So that's the Lip Glow Butter. Again, I got Glazed Lavender right there. I probably could have put that on with the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat by itself too, but I wanted a little bit more pink in my lips, and that's a little bit more sheer, but that amethysty pinky purple in there is so pretty. And then I couldn't help myself. I got 3 of the new Backstage Rosy Glow Sticks from Dior. These are a new product. They also redid their blushes, and I want to get the 2 new shades at least in that range, because I go way back with the Rosy Glow blush. I've got the original thick large Dior packaging that has no embossing on it at all because I used it so much. But I want to get the 2 new shades of the pressed ones as well. But these have got a pH in them, and sometimes I don't like pH when there's several shades, because the pH in them are always the same pH pink. Not all products are like that. I think brands have been getting better about changing the tone of the pH in them, because I can't remember off the top of my head, but I have got some other products. I think it's the Dior Glow Addict lip balms with the pH in them actually that have a slightly different stain in them, but these ones do too. So the stain that they leave behind has got a slightly different hue in each one. So these have got 6 grams or 0.21 ounces of product. Again, they're pH activated, and these are also made in France. Now these are the type of product where I'm going to need them all. I love these. I love the packaging, I love the colors, I love the formulation, I love everything about this product. So this is the packaging. It's like the large version of the Dior Addict lip glows. Actually, let me grab one so you can see like a size difference. So here is an Addict lip glow, and there's the size difference between the 2 right there. So I have got on the shade 001 Pink is the blush shade that I have on today, and they've got a really creamy glowy aspect to them that I think is so pretty on the skin. So I did just underpaint, did all my cream products and concealer, and then set my whole face, and that's kind of all. I didn't top anything with powder except for the highlighter that I have on is a powder. The packaging is color coordinated to each shade, so you can easily identify which one that you're picking, and then you can also see the shades on the bottom. The sticker on there is clear. So let me swatch all of the shades, and then I'm going to leave them on for a minute and then wipe them off so you can see the stain that they leave behind. So I actually took my finger, even though these are blushes, and I put some of this on my lips over the Fenty so that I had some more pink to it, and I really like it like that as well, and it just kind of matches my cheeks too. Very pretty. So again, this is 01 Pink. The Dior emblem was on the end of that, but it's since been used up. And then you can see Dior around the packaging as well. I love the packaging. They're nice, they're weighted, the formulation of these is nice. Again, I will need them all. And then I got 63 Pink Lilac, and this has just got a little bit more purple compared to the candy shade, which is a little bit warmer. So you can see it's just got more cool tone purple in it in comparison to candy. So that shade is Pink Lilac. And then the third one I got is 15 in Cherry, which is just this really vibrant, like red with a bit of orange in it. And I love these. And again, there's something about them that's just very like lit from within, glowy color on the cheeks that I love. So again, these are the Backstage Rosy Glow Sticks right there, and gotta have them all. And that's actually everything that I got in that I purchased. I did get in some really nice PR packages. This first one is from Clinique, and I've never received Clinique PR before, so I was quite excited about it. They sent over the Moisture Surge Auto Replenishing Hydrator, as well as their Moisture Surge Hydro Plump Lip Tint, and it came in this really cute little Clinique box. Both of these have been really happy surprises for me. I remember trying or using the Moisture Surge cream years and years ago, when probably 10 plus years ago. I'd never tried the 100-hour auto replenishing hydrator, however, and I've been using this underneath the heavier creams, the CeraVe and the True Cream Moisturizing Balm mixture, and I can tell you, when I wake up in the morning, my skin does feel like super hydrated, and I've really been loving using this product like that. It's got like a gel consistency to it. It's not like opaque cream. It's like a really hydrating gel. So 1.7 ounce, 50 milliliter jar packaging. The original Moisture Surge has been around for a while, and it looks kind of similar to this, but this here isn't quite, I feel, as watery. It's not as thin as the original. It's a little bit thicker of a gel, but I've really been enjoying it. I've been using it for the past 5 days at night and really liking it like that. Card says that it's got exclusive aloe bioferment. Clinique's organic aloe is concentrated 500 times and fermented to increase bioavailability and hyaluronic acid. And again, they also sent the Moisture Surge Lip Hydro Plump treatment, and I've actually been reaching for this, like when I come in from outside, because I use a SPF lip balm. I like reach for this because I like the mineral SPF lip balm that I love from Sunbum. It does gather and get quite goopy, so I end up wiping it off and reapplying it throughout the time that I'm using it. And then when I come in, I just wipe it off and then I put on something hydrating. And I've been reaching for this guy right here and really liking this. Like, it's very nice on the lips. It feels super nice. So it's the Moisture Surge Hydro Plump Lip Treatment, and it's just one of those easy to apply, like squeezy tubes. Should I put a little bit on here? It's just clear, but you can see kind of the viscosity of it is quite like thick, but it doesn't feel heavy on the lips. So I've been enjoying that guy as well. And just like a super huge thank you to Clinique for sending over these products as well. It's been a while since I had tried Clinique. I used to use their spray a lot as well for like years, and then also their night mask in the Moisture Surge range. I used that for a really long time too. But both of these products are just really happy like surprises for me. So that's a 0.34 fluid ounce, the lip balm, and then both of these, I'm trying to find again where they're made. The lip balm is made in Belgium, and then the moisturizer is made in the US. And then Paula's Choice sent me over the Glow on the Go. It came in this little like purse looking situation, and some of the little deals had fallen out, but it's a bunch of like travel size of the exfoliator. So this is the 2% BHA liquid exfoliant in a pad form, so that they're easy to travel with. And this is a product that I used to use every single day, and then it just kind of became a little bit too strong for me to use like that. So now if I really want a nice like exfoliated feeling on the skin and like a slight tight feeling, because this will do that, I'll use this maybe once every 2 weeks or something like that. But they sent that over, nice little exfoliating pads for traveling and easy use. And a huge thank you to Paula's Choice for sending that guy over. And then I got a package from Youth to the People, and I was really excited about this because this is another sunscreen product. It's an SPF 60. This is the sleeve that came over the box. So inside you've got their new Youth Screen Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 60 Daily Hydrate and pollution defense fluid. And then there's also a travel size of the kale and green tea spinach with vitamins, which more recently I've been using like every single day. I love that product. But it says with the sunscreen, no white cast, broad spectrum UVA and UVB SPF 60, improves skin health, prevents premature skin aging caused by sun exposure, strengthens skin barrier in 1 hour, skin looks smoother and more radiant after 1 week of use, lightweight prep plus finish, lightweight texture, natural dewy finish, wears well under and over makeup and does not pill. It says available on Sephora $5.19 and in store $6.6. So it's available online right now. Our first ever clean chemical SPF 60, your skin's daily defense against UVA and UVB rays, formulated with our signature superfood blend plus dandelion root, vitamin E, and bisabolol. Expect immediate hydration, complete sun protection, and more radiant skin over time. So it's a 1.3 fluid ounce, 38 milliliter squeeze tube. And this guy here is made in the USA. So this has a pretty large percentage of homosalate at 15%, avabenzoin at 3%, and octisalate at 5%. And through trial and error, I kind of pinpointed homosalate as the chemical sunscreen that can irritate my skin. So I was a little apprehensive about this guy, but it was really interesting to me, especially with that higher 15%. I didn't have like a super burning skin sensation that I've gotten with some others. And it does have that like really sheer, like no white cast to it, and it does feel quite hydrating while being quite, I don't want to say super slicky because there's a bit of tack to it, but it doesn't pill on the skin. It might be one that I don't reach for every single day just because I don't want to risk the chance of my skin like having some type of issues or anything like that. But I love that it's got an SPF of 60. That's a pretty high SPF, and it says endophytal, aloe leaf, and vitamin E. And this did not interfere with my makeup, like my foundation and stuff that I put over the top when I use it. So let me kind of put some on here. I gotta swatch off those blushes yet for you guys too. And it does have nice hydration to it. It is such a thin like feeling product. You know, and when there's a white cast, usually I would say most of the time it's a mineral sunscreen, like, because titanium and zinc oxide again are a white mineral. I find that it's a lot easier for companies to make non-white cast sunscreens when they're chemical as opposed to mineral because of the nature of the mineral, you know. But you can kind of see right there just the slight bit of glow that it gives the skin, and you can definitely feel even just on my arm there the amount of kind of hydration that it has. So I'll toy around with it some more. I haven't diligently used it day after day just because I have to be a little bit more cautious with the chemical sunscreens on my face. Other than that, it feels hydrating. Again, nice SPF 60. If anything, because it's got this nice small packaging and I've got quite dry hands, this might be one that I throw in my bag or I put on the stove, because I do put sunscreen on the back of my hands every time that I go outside, and my hands definitely need some hydration to them anyway, and I do like that SPF 60. I don't ever have really much issue with chemical sunscreens on the rest of my body. I just have to watch out for it on my face. So huge thank you to Youth to the People for sending over their new Youth Screen Daily Hydrate Pollution Defense Fluid Broad Spectrum SPF 60 Sunscreen. Again, I would have to use it a lot longer to kind of see some of those other claims because it's a pretty new product, but again, huge thank you to them for sending that over. And then before I forget, let's wipe off the Dior here so you can see the stains they leave behind. So they're different tones. See, I appreciate that. So it is kind of warm in here with the lights and stuff like that, but I don't know if you can see a little bit around my mouth, the kind of sweat look and that's from that compact SPF 68, which I'm not crazy about that, but I love the tone and the way that it makes my skin look. It's just that situation. So I have to be careful even when I like tap it or blot it off or put powder over it, because I don't want it to pick up off the skin. But can you kind of see that like excess going on there? And then lastly, I got in a PR package from Nomad Cosmetics. It's their 10-year anniversary, and so they sent over 3 palettes that have all been like discontinued, and they voted back the Berlin Underground, which is a palette from, I believe it's 2018, that I had actually purchased prior to being on the Nomad Cosmetics PR list. And I was looking at the 3 palettes and I was like, gosh, it's kind of a hard decision because I love Nomad palettes so much, but I wore the Berlin Underground palette yesterday with this blue liner from Violettę PR in the Dew Blue shade. It was so pretty. So this is the box packaging right here, and again, I do have the original version of it, and out of the 3 palettes that they recently sent over, the biggest difference is in the Berlin Underground palette. The formulations of the shimmer shades are different, and the new ones are so pretty. They are so shiny and sparkly. So the bottom one is the old version, and the top one is the new version, and this is the one that they're bringing back for the 10th year anniversary. So you can see these shades right here are much more sparkly, where these ones are like a satin almost finish to them. So if I were to swatch this guy and then this guy, so you can see the difference between the two. The newer ones are just quite a bit more sparkly, and it is such a grungy, beautiful color story. And again, with that blue liner, like yesterday's look, I just absolutely loved it. So let me give you guys a swatch of this guy, because this is the one that they're bringing back. And again, there are newer formulations in this one in comparison to the old one. And then these next ones. And then these last 3. It is such a stunning color story. So that is the new Berlin Underground right there. And then I wanted to show the other 2 palettes that were in the running. We have got the Fête de Provence palette, which is this guy right here. This is the older version, and I'm just going to show it next to the one that they just sent, which is actually the eyeshadow palette that I've got on my eyes today. And I'm wearing the new version. Granted, the differentiation between these two is a bit different. The yellow shades in the middle are pretty similar, but the rest of the shimmer shades that are in that center are more sparkly. So these 2 shades and these 2 shades have got more sparkle, similar to the comparison that I showed in the Berlin Underground. So that's the main differences between these 2 palettes right here. And again, this is the one that I've got on my eyes today. Love the look that came out of it. Love it with that Violettę PR liner as well. And then the third one they had in contention is the America's Park palette, which is this guy right here. I love Nomad Cosmetics. There's something about their colors that, I don't know, they feel so wearable to me, even though they're like bright and stuff like that. And their newer formulations of those sparkly shimmer shades are just stunning. So the Berlin Underground Remix palette is the one that they're coming out with, and that did come out with in 2018. America's Parks came out in 2021, and Fête de Provence, which is the one on my eyes, came out in 2022. And it's so funny because I look at these eyeshadow palettes and feel like they came out yesterday, but it's been literal years. So I don't know where the time goes, man. But Nomad Cosmetics, established in 2015, one of my favorite indie brands. And a huge thank you to Nomad Cosmetics for sending those guys over, and also congratulations on the 10th anniversary as well. So that is the card that came inside. And that is everything for the haul today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.